Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a real quick video just to keep you guys updated. I've been pretty busy with work, so I wanted to take the time to film a video while I was getting ready tonight for date night. So if you guys are wanting to get ready for me tonight for your date night or whatever plans that you have for this weekend, then please keep watching. Okay, so I already prepped my face with this primer. It's called In Transit Camera Close-Up. It's a mask, moisturizer, and primer in one, and it came in, I believe, either my BoxyCharm or my Ipsy, and I love this stuff. It's completely empty. This was actually the last use that I could get out of this, but it smells great. It works really awesome. I use this whenever I want a hydrating primer. Most of the primers that I use are mattifying because I have that combo skin and I get pretty oily in my T-zone. So my skin was feeling a little dry today, so I decided to use this primer. And today's foundation that I'm going to be using is actually the new Wet n Wild Photofocus. For this whole entire tutorial, I'm going to be using nude types of makeup so that you guys can see the new things and what I think of them. So this one comes with kind of like a paddle applicator, and the formula is, it's not super liquidy, but it definitely isn't real thick. So I just apply it. I just use the applicator and apply it like this. I know some people are like, don't really like to use the applicator that it comes with so that you're not like putting it on your face and then dipping it back in, but it's not like a super expensive product that I would be worried about that with. I have used this a few times before, and I am really fond of it. I think for the price it works really great. I don't think it's like super long lasting, but I love the way that it feels on my skin. And I heard that it's a real popular foundation, a lot of the girls that are trying it, and a lot of the drugstores are now getting this in as like a not LTO, like a permanent item, so you can see it on Wet n Wild's normal display. And then I'm actually using a new blender today, and it is the Creme Shop Blending Swirl Precision Blending Sponge. I got that from Walgreens, and I will say it's really dense. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like the way that it looks. When it expanded to at least almost triple its size. Like, yeah, see, it's kind of, I could already tell that it was going to absorb some of my makeup. But it was cheap, so I wanted to try it. I'm always looking for new blending sponges from the drugstore. You guys know that my favorite one is the Real Techniques. And I just love that one, and I don't think I'm ever going to find anything close to it, although I did that last time in my drugstore haul video that you guys, I hope, all watched. So I'm just going to blend this all out. Okay, so I'm going to actually squeeze the end of this. There's still water coming out of it, and it was really hard to wring out. Can you guys see the leftover makeup on my hand? Do you see that? From the sponge. So it's leaving a little bit of the product on the sponge instead of on my face, which I'm not really sure I'm a fan of that. But overall, I think it did a pretty nice application. It is a pretty dense sponge though, but I believe that the sponge was only $3.99, so I mean, you don't find a lot of the blending sponges for really good for $1.99, except for that last one, that Swiss, I believe it was Swiss blending sponges. These little guys, which I was actually going to use today. I love these ones. They're so great. For concealer, I'm actually going to be using the Photofocus concealer from also Wet n Wild. So this is like part of their whole new collection. I finally got my hands on this stuff because they were sold out on most of the displays. So just putting it on right here for the first time, my first impression is that it seems to be like a really thick formula. It isn't like a watery one, which you normally find in a lot of drugstore concealers. I'm really picky about concealers though, guys. Like, so if you guys don't care about like your concealer being super thick, then you probably can find some drugstore concealers that you like. But for me, I'm really picky. I use like I tend to use more high-end concealers, like the Shape Tape. I'm absolutely in love with that right now, which I do have that, but you know what? Everybody talks about how great that is, so you guys already know that it's great. I'm not going to comment on that any further because you guys know the hype about that. So I'm actually going to take one of my smaller blending ones. This is just what I use for the inner corners, and I'm going to use that to blend in my concealer. I always like to use the smaller blending sponges because so you don't, number one, poke your eye out, and it's more defined, so you're not leaving marks in the concealer. Okay, so I took a second to find my close-up mirror that I use. And I have to say, first impression wise, I'm pretty impressed with this concealer. It seems to be like a medium coverage. I wouldn't say that it's a super full coverage, but it seems to have really good coverage. There's not a lot of creasing. Like, the formula is really nice on the skin, and I feel like whether you are dry or oily, you could definitely use this type of concealer. So I'm super excited to see what it's going to look like at the end of the night after dinner and whatever else we do. So then you guys already know what I'm setting my base with is this Airspun. I'm telling you guys, I love this stuff, and I have like nine containers of it because when I went to visit my mother back home, we like to do some secondhand shopping, so we stopped at a secondhand store, and I found all of like their translucent powder. They have like 6 of them, guys, for like $2 a piece. So of course, you know, I bought them out. Seriously, I bought the freaking store out because I love this stuff, and it's like close to $8 at the stores around me. So I'm like, heck yeah, I'm gonna buy them out. Stock up, man. Like, I use a lot of face powder. I always have. You guys, I mean, you've watched enough of my videos. You should definitely know. So what I'm doing right now is I am just using my blender to cover up the spots where I've concealed. I like doing that just because it seems to give me a little better coverage. And especially for girls, if you guys have oily skin, like especially in your T-zone and areas like that, you're definitely going to want to like bake your face because the powder helps keep everything in check. It helps the oils stay at bay so that you aren't going to be left with an oily face, you know, and your makeup wearing off through the night. So then the rest of my face that I don't conceal, I just put a light coating on with a big old all over face brush. Okay, and then for bronzer, I'm just using my Makeup Revolution. I don't have new bronzers really to use because I'm so pale, I don't tend to go crazy bronzer shopping, you know? So we're just gonna contour. I don't even like contour that much anymore, guys. Like I stopped doing that. Like I literally do the most basic makeup for work just because I'm always in such a hurry. And I don't want to be like full glammed out all the time when I'm at work. Okay, and then for my blush, I'm going to be using this Model Co blush, and it is in the color Peach Bellini. It's a really nice peach color. I love using peaches because they're so versatile. You can use them for a dramatic look. You can use a peach blush if you're just wearing like barely any makeup. It's so versatile in how you can use a peach blush compared to using a peach. It's very forgiving. Okay. And then for highlight, I'm using this the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. You guys have probably heard a lot about this on YouTube. And I'm actually not going to use a fan brush. I was going to, but you guys know I like to load on that highlighter. So I'm going to use my brush from Real Techniques. And this is actually the setting brush, but I do like using this as a highlighter. It's my favorite, especially when you're using ColourPop highlighters. So I'm just going to put that all over. Now this is a little different. This does not like leave super unicorn glitter. This is just a nice all natural highlight. It just gives you a nice sheen, so it's more of a natural. Sometimes I like that. Okay, and then for my brows, I'm going to be using the NYX Microbrow, and then I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Mascara. I love Wet n Wild's Ultimate Brow Mascara. It's really, really great. I think it's probably one of the best brow mascaras that you can get drugstore-wise. And the NYX Microbrow, I really like it. A lot of people have compared it to the Anastasia eyebrow pencil. That was like... Alrighty, so the trick to doing your eyebrows, guys, is you want to draw, I always draw on the tips first, the back side, and then I bring it like all the way down to about right here, and then I stop when it comes to pencil. The rest up here, I fill in all of it, and then the front with a colored mascara. So I do pencil back here just to define it, and then I use the mascara in the front. So that's how I do my eyebrows. Everybody kind of has their own way of doing it, but that's just how I feel the most comfortable doing it. So the palette that I'm going to be using today is the MorphexKathleenlights Palette. And I'm pretty sure that I've used this once before. But I just love the colors in this. So we're going to do kind of a burgundy color today. So first I'm going to prep my eyes, and I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photofocus eye primer, which I have used before. Like I said, it does work really good. You just want to make sure that you put a very like a bone color shadow over it, because it tends to be a little tacky. So I just always apply my primer with my fingers. I feel like it's just easier that way. I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush. It really doesn't even matter what you're using. And then I'm going to use, like, in the palette, this color right here. It's a very matte cream color shade. So I'm just going to use that and just apply it as a base shadow for my primer. Alrighty, so first we're going to start with the crease, and I'm going to use this camel color right here. It's like a warm brown. And I'm using the Sigma E40 brush, and we're just going to go right in the crease right here, and we're just going to blend it out. You guys know I tell you this all the time, but I'm telling you, blend, 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 girls. You want to look like you know how you're doing your makeup? Number one key is blending. Okay, so now that we have like our base crease color, I'm going to go in with this color right here. It's kind of a, I would say it's like a taupey mauve color with a little hint of burgundy. And I'm just going to go in with the outer V, and then I'm going to go into the crease with that as well, just to kind of start that burgundy look. Okay, next I'm going to take this Luxie 229 brush, and this is their taper blending, and I'm going to go in with this really burgundy wine color right here, and I'm going to go right into the outer V with that color. So that's like how I do my shadow. I always kind of like to do the crease color first before I start doing my brow bone and my brow bone and my lid color, just because I feel like they just blend better that way. I mean, you don't have to do it that way. You do whatever you do, you boo-boo. But this is just how I do it, and this is how I feel the most comfortable doing it. Okay, and then I'm going to go back in with that Sigma E40, and I'm just going to blend everything together. Okay, then I'm going to take this e.l.f. C Shadow Brush, and I'm going to spray it with a little bit of, this is like a homemade Fix Plus that I use. It is lavender oil, tea tree oil, and then distilled water. And it works really well as a natural Fix Plus. And then I'm going to go in with this shiny taupe color right here, this shimmery taupe. And we're going to go all over the lid with this. Ah. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with this Crown C513 brush. I love this brush. It's just a tapered, really small brush. You can use it for underneath your eyes or your brow bone. I just like doing it for my brow bone. And I'm actually going to use this pearlized color right here in Kathleen's palette. And I'm going to take that all over the brow bone. And you guys know how I like to drag it in. So we're going to do it all underneath the brow bone. See how like pearly and creamy that is? It's just going to help make the colors pop. And then again, going back in with that Sigma E40 brush. Right here, we're going to blend everything out. I'm also going to hit I'm also going to use that color, and I'm going to hit the inner corners of my eyes just to make this color stand out a little more. And then I'm going to go in with this Skone smudger brush, and I'm just going to go back in with that mauve taupey matte color, and I'm just going to hit right underneath on the, just to smoke it out a little bit. I just think that when you do the shadow underneath your lower lash line, it just makes it look that much more dramatic and special. And I don't know about you girls, but I never get enough time to go out with my honey. So when I do, it's definitely a special night. I like to get all dolled up and look really nice. Okay, and then for my winged liner today, I'm just going to be using my Ciate wing liner just because I don't like opening too many of the new liners I get without using the old ones first, because I feel like these dry out super quick. So I just like to use the old ones up first before I open any new ones. Okay, there's that. So I went for like a more chubby, dramatic look because I'm actually going to be wearing fake eyelashes today. Okay, so whenever you apply fake lashes, you want to curl your natural ones. Just because that helps with the band. It helps so that it's not so heavy. And it looks more natural too. And I cannot see that side, so I will be right back. Okay, always be careful when you're curling your lashes because you can do some damage to those puppies. Okay, so I'm going to be using a Kiss brand lashes today, and then I'm going to be using the Ardell brush on adhesive. And I love this, the brush on adhesive, guys. Like, it works so much easier than the stupid tubes. Like, I think that was what turned me off so much about doing lashes, was that. But now that I use this brush on kind, I love it. So I've been wearing them more often. But you literally just apply it straight to the band with the brush. And then you're going to let it sit for about 30 seconds to just get a little tacky. And then you're going to apply it to the eye. It just works that way. And I always make sure I take it all the way out to the edges, because I feel like whenever I see girls wearing lashes, fake lashes, it always, they always look like they're coming undone in the corners, and it doesn't look good. So make sure that you guys get all the way to the end. So shake, 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 and then we're going to apply. Okay, so there's one eye. So what I do, guys, since I have to do this off camera just because I'm watching the whole entire time while I'm doing it, is I push it in the middle, I apply it to the middle of the eye, and then I push the inside corner in first, and then I push in the outside corner last. And then I sit for about 30 seconds before I open my eye. So I'm going to do the other side next. Okay, so there's that. So on this side, guys, you can see I put the band a little too far out. You should always kind of have your natural lashes hanging out farther out because it just looks more natural that way. So I'm going to leave it though, just because I don't want to have to redo my liner and everything over again. So, yeah, now we're going to apply mascara. And I'm going to be using my Essence Lash Princess. I love this mascara. I just tried it because I saw that Essence was advertising it on Instagram, and ever since I got it, I love it. It's a very voluminous mascara, and it's like $4. It's so great. You guys can find it at Ulta. I even saw, where did I go the other day? Was it Walmart? I went to Walmart, I think, and they had Essence. Or maybe it was Target. Target or Walmart? One of them had Essence. So, yeah, this is really good mascara. Alrighty. And then I had to do I got some mascara here, so I did a little cleanup crew. And I just take a little concealer and put it in there, and then I just blot it. So for my lips, I'm going to be also using the Wet n Wild megaCushion Soft Matte Cream, and this is in the color Melon It Like It Is. So, don't even watch me do this. So the end is like a sponge, and wow, do you see that? It came out so thick. Alright, here we go. Ooh-wee! That color is bright! Okay, so I applied it all over, and I'm not sure how I like this. Like, the formula is really nice. It's really smooth. Like, it's not drying at all. But I do not like the application for this. Like, it comes out really, really patchy. So you have to go over it like 3 times in order to get like all the same kind of color. And because it is so smooth, like, that I'm pressing my lips on it, it's like, it has a lot of, I don't know if it's drying still or not, but it has a lot of color transfer, which if I'm wearing a matte, I definitely don't want a color transfer. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see on this one. I mean, I like the color. It's really nice. It's like a beautiful coral. But I'm just not sure I like the formula or the applicator on this. Okay guys, so that was it for my Get Ready With Me date night. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. If you have any tips for me, please leave them in the comment section below. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Until next time, Glam Dolls, we'll see you later. Bye guys.